Hey Nesters, welcome back to Nesting Haven. Today we're doing some thrift shopping, looking for some vintage goodies. Hopefully we can find some cool treasures. So let's go ahead and check it out and see what was at the thrift store today. I try not to pick up just the single glasses. This was only 99 cents and I liked that it was kind of 1970s, so I did end up getting that one. I found these really amazing vintage coffee mugs in the back. They are clear glass, which I find kind of interesting, made in the USA, and I love the florals on it. I've never drank anything hot out of a glass coffee mug before, so if you have, let me know if it is a little bit cooler than doing it in pottery. I can't imagine it being too much different, but yeah, be interesting to try it. This is a beautiful piece of universal china in the Ballerina Miss collection. Its pattern name is Sylvan, which is a little bit harder to find, but I'm really not in the business of picking up just single plates for resale. There is a market for it, but it's not something I'm really interested in doing. I ended up snagging these copper cookie cutters for a little DIY project. I plan to use them to mold some bird seed together so I can hang those out to feed the birds this spring. And I just think it would be a fun project to do with my kids. So there's some interesting shapes in there. Surprisingly, I did not end up picking up this beautiful 1970s stoneware pottery mug. I believe it's for soup. But I actually already have a few in my own collection, and I have several plates of that style. It used to be my main plate I used, and I kind of need to get around to listing them, so I was just like, no, I'm not going to add another one to the collection. And this is my favorite false graph pattern. It's called Remembrance. This is just a nice large oval trivet. I thought it was really amazing, and the price was right, so I did end up picking that up. I know false graph doesn't tend to sell too well, but I feel like it's something that would come back. It is made in the USA, the majority of it, at least the older pieces, and yeah, just I think it'll have its heyday once again. What do you guys think? You think false graph will come back around? I thought this was kind of a neat brass piece. I think it's for, hanging a towel on. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but I do think it's a towel rack. Had a very beautiful look to it. The florals on the fan there at the end. Very decorative for the bathroom. So this is usually where I find some pretty amazing vintage tins. This one I think is pretty old. It had some really neat graphics on it. I didn't see any barcode, so I do believe it is probably mid-century. Something called Cashew Crunch was inside of it. I'm not sure if that would have been a popcorn perhaps, but yeah, a really neat graphic on it. It was pretty, patinaed and rusted up. But look what I discovered on the top shelf. I could not believe it. I couldn't believe what I found on the top shelf. There was an entire recipe box with handwritten recipes inside from some family. I can't believe someone would have just donated that and dropped it off. But I'm sure happy that I was able to purchase that. You guys know I love to collect recipe books, and I've always wanted to find something like that, but I never thought I would. Thrifting, only $3.99 for the entire box of handwritten family recipes. I thought that was a pretty amazing find. They also had this really great trunk-shaped box with the florals and fruit on it. I thought the pattern on it was stunning. I figured it was something you could use for storing tea, maybe even use it as a recipe box, or maybe even garden seeds. That would be a neat use for it as well. This was just kind of interesting the way it looked. I didn't end up purchasing it, but I thought it was kind of neat how it looked like a regular can, and then it had this little straw in it like you would find on a reusable bottle. So it was just neat. I'd never seen one shaped like that before. I really wanted to get this vintage timer. It was so worn down. You see that? Let me know if you would have still picked that up. I wasn't sure that it would resell just given the condition. I did end up trying it in the store. I had to see if it would work, and it did still ding, but I just couldn't with the graphics, where you would spin it was all coming off. I decided best just to leave it. Once I heard that it did work, I was having a pretty hard time walking away. What do you guys think? Do you think I still should have picked it up, or do you think it was just too worn and it was the right decision to leave it behind? So we like to do Sunday school with our kids, and I thought this book would be a little helpful. It has the 5-minute Bible stories, very kid friendly. Sometimes it's a little hard to navigate the stories of the Bible and tell it in a toddler acceptable way, something that wouldn't be too intense for them. So I thought this would be a neat way to do it, and then we'll do like our Bible activities after, some worksheets and stuff. So I was really happy with that find. I ended up finding this Cruel kit, and it did appear to have been opened. I was really hoping that it was all in there. With kits like this, it's really hard to tell just looking at it. You really have to kind of investigate it a little bit more. And it did look like they might have started it a little bit. It's in the beautiful 1970s colors, and it appeared, like I said, it seemed like most of it was all there. I would love to have that picture on my wall. And so I picked it up for only 99 cents. I figured it was worth a try. I don't really know how to do Cruel work myself, but hey, it's instructions right there, and I'm gonna give it a try. We'll see if I end up doing it. I did check out this yarn here, and I was wondering if it was the yarn that you use for Cruel. It kind of looked like it, and this all appeared to be vintage. I didn't end up picking up any today, but if you guys happen to know if that is the same type of yarn you would use with Cruel work, leave that in the comments. Maybe it's something I should go back for and just keep on hand in case I ever find kits and need the yarn to complete it. So one of the last areas I checked out was the vintage book section. I didn't get any footage of it, so I apologize there, but I'll show you the 4 books that I ended up picking up. The first one here is The Valley of Wanted Men by E.B. Mann. And I think all of the books I got kind of had a theme in the fact that they seemed to be mystery books. This one was signed on the inside here, December 25th, 45. I always like when they had signed their names inside of it. And yeah, so this was put out in 1932 originally, and it looks like this is probably the 3rd edition, reprinted August 1945. The next one is called The Haunted Cove by Elizabeth Baldwin Hazelton. All of these books, well, the last one and this one was $1.99, and this one was put out in 1971, so not quite as old as the other one, but still really neat. And I think mystery books are just the best. If I'm going to read a fiction book, it's definitely going to be a mystery book. The first thing I liked about this book is the purple binding. Purple bindings are super hard to come across, so that stood out to me right away. But again, it looked to be a mystery book, Flash Flood at Hollow Creek by Marjorie Paradise. Is it Paradise or Parody? I don't remember how to say that last name. But let's see the date on this. Oh, it's in Roman numerals. Let's see. MCMLXII. And so that would be 1963, so a decent age on it, and once again, I love that purple binding. And the last vintage book I picked up is this one here, A Power Boy's Adventure, The Mystery of the Flying Skeleton. And this one was the only one that was $2.99, all the others was $1.99. The date is, once again, Roman numerals MCMLXIV, so that would be 1964. And so just a year older than that last one. The really neat thing about these, other than, I'm sure the stories are great, but since it is a mystery lot here, it would look really cool for Halloween decor setting out. You could put all the titles, the bindings out, and you have the flying skeleton, the Flash Flood at Hollow Creek. That just sounds spooky, right? The Haunted Cove and the Valley of Wanted Men. So I think that's a really neat theme, and I might end up reselling those as a lot together. So besides those 4 books, I did purchase some other things. So let's go ahead and recap, and I will show you the other things that I purchased today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Say hi or let me know what item was your favorite. Just say something in the comments. I super appreciate it. It does help my channel out. And yeah. Personally, I was so beyond happy to find those handwritten recipes. That was pretty amazing to me, so I'm glad to have those to add to my own collection. I hope there's some yummy vintage recipes to make in there, and I assume if they took the effort to go ahead and write them out all by hand, they're probably pretty good ones. Thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye!